Right. Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome to Wednesday. Jamie and I are so excited because we are welcoming back one of our favorites from Bachelor Nation, Peter Kraus. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, welcome. So you're going to help us break down the news of the week because we have a lot to talk about. We of course are talking about Jennifer Garner's new man. We know who he is and we're going to tell you all about him. We're also going to be talking about Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Royal Baby, because we can't get enough of the Royal Baby, and Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's almost awkward run-in. So we got a lot to get to, and of course we want to hear from you guys, so please send us your questions and your comments. But first, we have to catch up with you. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Good to be back in New York.
Yes.
I always love this city. I've been here more in the last year than I've ever been in my life, so it's been a fun year.
Wow. What's your go-to things when you come to New York then?
Work.
Yeah, I was going to say, we never get to enjoy it.
I haven't done a lot of sightseeing in New York, but I've been like the top of the One Tower. And I've been to Times Square,
very
obviously.
Nice.
So I've done the very touristy stuff.
Okay.
I'd like to get more maybe out into the boroughs.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. Roxanne says hello from Trinidad and Tobago. Ooh,
oh, wow.
Very nice. Well,
hello.
Hello. You've also brought along some things with you this time.
I have.
Yes.
So I'm working with a skincare line, and it's called Cometis, and it's all botanicals. So it fits along kind of with my whole belief in natural is better. Keep things very close to the earth, so you know what you're putting in and on your body. And this again is it's very clean, very simple. There's no parabens, no dyes. You wouldn't believe there's actually coal tar in a lot of the products that you can get at, say, like a CVS or a Walgreens.
Interesting.
So this is really self-explanatory. I mean, you can just get exactly what you want out of a product.
That's nice.
Clean your skin and have good, cool, or calm, smooth skin.
Oh,
I like that.
Is that your secret? Because you have fabulous skin.
Oh, well, thank you. That's actually my secret. So I was just on a trip to Hawaii where like the humidity is terrible, and so I started to break out, and this just has a spot treatment that fixed it in 2-3 days.
That's great.
That's amazing.
And you use it every single day?
Every day.
Every day.
So you wash your face first, and then I'll put the moisturizer on, and then a treatment, and that's all you need to do.
Nice. Yeah. Did you have a skincare routine when you were at the Bachelorette Mansion?
At the time, I used a very expensive skincare line that didn't really seem to do the trick.
Right.
So I've learned a lot. It's like just because it says all these big, beautiful, bright things on the box doesn't mean it's actually effective.
That's true. Yeah. Just even if you're spending a lot of money, doesn't mean it's working.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Simplicity.
Correct. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And how's the fitness going?
Very good.
Yeah.
Doing boot camps all over the country still. Opening up my first gym in Madison.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's very exciting.
Yeah. So I have a business there already, but I never had like a good place to call home. And so I'm really going to have my own like heartfelt space where like everything that's in it is from me.
Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. When's it going to be? When's the grand opening?
Mid-February, maybe March.
So it is well in the works.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. That's great. How many times a week do you work out?
On average, probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5, okay.
Not a ton. Because I travel a lot, it's hard on travel days. I mean, you're sitting a lot, and it's hard to kind of get back into the flow of things.
Sure.
But I go for about an hour, probably 4 times a week.
What do you do when you're traveling? Do you have an on-the-go method?
On the go, body weight in the room, if like it comes down to it and I just don't have time to get to the gym. Otherwise, I find the closest gym, I try and do a drop-in. I figure $20 a week for a drop-in is really not that bad.
That's not that bad.
You can go out and get in New York, you can get a meal for $45, and that's considered cheap.
That's true.
That's like a really cheap
$20,
meal.
for a drop-in isn't too bad.
Right. Do you feel like fitness and skincare kind of go hand in hand?
Oh, definitely. I think everything kind of starts back in your central. So if everything's at a state of like equilibrium, right? Everything should then kind of build off of that. So if you're happy and you're healthy, everything should kind of be vibrant as well. Travel, it's hard to have a good skincare line that works for me with so much travel. And so I finally found something where I'm not like dry on the plane all the time. I'm not affected by the climate changes constantly as much because it's not damaging my skin anyway. Cometis is very, again, simple and just very clean, so I don't have to worry about all these like acids that are too strong.
Sure.
Or what's the other one that's in there? I'm drawing a blank. But basically, it's very, very simple.
Yeah, where can people get the products?
You can actually get it on Cometis-USA.com right now.
Very cool.
And if you use code Peter, you get 20% off.
Oh, look at that.
And we love a discount.
Yes, we do. I know we were talking about, before camera started rolling, about diets and things like that. Are you a big diet supporter, or are you kind of just healthy, balanced meals?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yes.
Balance is important. I think it's more of a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you say diet, I always say that it puts kind of restrictions on it or a timeline. And you don't want to have a timeline on something because it creates pressure and stress. And then stress just compounds the issues. So if you have more of just a balanced approach to your diet, you try and get in a good amount of water, balance as far as like veggies, fats, proteins, you should be okay. If you eat something that's bad, don't take it as like I have to start all over. Instead, just take it as like a little bump in the road and just continue on as you would have otherwise.
Right. What are your thoughts on like intermittent fasting?
I like intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, I'll do it almost by accident. You get up and you hit the road running,
Right.
but you still need the same amount of calories in a day. So that's where I think people make the biggest mistake. If you're doing intermittent fasting, you still need to make up for those calories that weren't put on in the morning. So if you're supposed to eat for myself like 4,000 to 5,000 a day, if I skip till like noon, I need to get that all in a very short window.
Yeah. What do you do if you have to get it all in a short window? Like
A lot of big
go
meals.
hard, yeah, I was gonna say.
I hit
Go
KFC
big
or something
roll.
like that. Yeah.
And what about keto?
Keto. Not a huge fan myself, just because
Yeah.
it's very difficult to continue. And keto is not a one-time and done type of thing. You can make a lot of mistakes. Like the moment you have a carbohydrate, you're no longer in ketosis.
Right.
And so if you really want something that's more
nightmare.
sustainable, maybe do like low carb, fasting, carb cycling, things like that.
I feel like it's just so hard to avoid carbs. Like you can't eat
Yeah.
banana. There's just so
right.
many
There's
sneaky
in, like,
carbs
everything.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you're on a busy schedule and you're traveling a lot. The vegetarian diet is also very hard for me because when you're out and about, if you want a vegetarian diet that's really good and high quality, you're going to end up just eating a lot of carbohydrates, not necessarily like plant proteins.
Right.
So again, balance is really key.
So much to think about.
So what's your like favorite? I would say of like not the trendy diets, but what's your go-to of the trendy diets? Like, what do you recommend? Not like your favorite. I feel like that's where
I always liked paleo just because it takes you back to the origins of what we should eat.
Right.
We're not supposed to eat entirely plants based off of our body makeup, really, like the types of teeth that we have, the way that our body's able to digest food, things like that. We can have small amounts of flesh from time to time, but we're also not carnivores. We're not supposed to be eating all
Right.
proteins 24/7.
Right.
So I think finding a healthy balance that's similar to what cavemen basically were, things that can be eaten right out of the ground. So things that have to be mechanically altered, not as good for you as something that's just like a fresh vegetable or fresh fruit.
Totally.
I just love cheese.
Right.
From the
Cheese is a great
ground.
fat.
That's a strictly cheese diet. Gayla is asking if you could say the skincare line again.
Cometis
Yes.
is the skincare that I'm working with, and it's a botanical brand. So you can pick it up at cometis-usa.com.
Nice.
And use this promo code Peter for 20% off.
Peter20.
Yes, Peter 20. We have to ask about The Bachelor and Bachelorette. So what are your thoughts on Colton being our new Bachelor?
I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch. I didn't watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Okay.
And I saw maybe like the first episode of back in season, really.
Okay.
So I don't know too much.
Yeah, so you haven't been keeping up as much anymore?
No, not really.
No.
No.
I have no thoughts. He's fine. I prefer you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You just have a little more personality, in my opinion.
Would you
It's
ever?
nervous energy. That's it.
No. Would you ever consider it again?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Where I'm at in my life, hopefully when that time comes around again, I don't have the option to be Bachelor because I'm in a relationship. So.
Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
No.
Still
One
searching.
day.
One day.
One day, yeah.
Yeah, dating.
Out there searching, yep.
Nice.
Going on dates.
Going
It
on
can't be
dates.
hard for you to find a date.
No, if anything, it might be, this sounds terrible, but like too easy. So finding someone who's wanting to date me for the right
That's
reason
hard.
is very different.
Oh, there you go. The
Right.
nice right reasons.
Versus like they saw me on a show where it depicted me in a certain way that I will even say like, I'm not perfectly clean cut. I have my own flaws.
Sure.
And if they think I'm a certain way, that's putting me in a hole that maybe isn't fair. So I'd
Yeah.
rather meet someone just organically.
Sure. When you do go out on dates, is that like all people want to talk about?
There have been times.
Yeah.
That's so
and that's
awkward.
usually the last date.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
And it's
That's the end of
also
that.
weird because they know all about you, but you don't know
about
anything
them,
about
yeah.
them. They have like a weird advantage.
Yeah.
Also an edited advantage.
Well, that's kind of how I went into the show. Is I didn't really know anything about Rachel, and there was guys who did like all the research going into it about her,
Yeah.
and so I felt it was more of a natural getting to know you process if I knew nothing about her.
Right. Have you ever run into her or
Nope.
not since then? Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah's asking, would you ever do reality again if not The Bachelor?
Sure.
Yeah.
If the right opportunity came up, I'd be totally open for it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the reality world. I think it can open a lot of doors. It can be a lot of fun. I've met a lot of really great people through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd totally do it again.
Dancing with the Stars.
Survivor.
We're
I
just
was
going to
gonna
throw
say.
a bunch of names at you.
Survivor would be a lot of fun. I'd probably do
Survivor.
Survivor over Dancing with the Stars. I
yeah.
don't have the memory for Dancing with the Stars.
Are you
That's a
good
lot of
are you a good
steps.
dancer?
I have rhythm,
Oh, yeah.
but I have to
show
like
us?
no.
You walked
I have to
right
like
into
freestyle.
that. I can dance.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Another time, yes.
Yeah.
We'll save that for later.
Next episode.
Definitely. All right, Peter, so you're going to help us break down some news that we have going on in this week's issue of the magazine. And of course, we have our big story about Jennifer Garner because she is officially off the market. Multiple sources tell us that she is dating businessman John Miller. An insider tells us that they've been together for about 6 months, and it's getting pretty serious. I'm super excited for her.
I am too. I really like Jennifer Garner. She's
Yeah.
always like gardening with Oprah on her Instagram. She's just like a genuine person. And like Ben Affleck, she went through the ringer with him. Good for her.
Yeah, I agree.
What's super interesting,
go ahead.
you haven't read the story yet, is that this guy she's dating is also currently going through a divorce.
Right.
That's been going on. They filed in 2014, so this has also been going on for a while. They're close to settling, but it's interesting because she can relate to that, obviously, since she's been going through a divorce since 2015.
What an interesting spot for him, though, because he's all of a sudden thrust into this limelight, and he's going through his own things that she's probably used to dealing with at this point. Now she has to coach him through all this.
Exactly.
It was funny. I was saying
That's
to
gotta
somebody
be hard.
yesterday, I'm like, this guy's life is about to change in like tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I don't even know if he knows it. But I mean, like that kind of something similar kind of happened to you. I mean, like
Instant
people kind of
celebrity
knew
kind of thing.
exactly who you were like overnight. I mean, that's got to be kind of crazy.
Jarring.
There's
Yeah.
an adjustment period.
Yeah.
But for me, it helped that there's people to reach out to and talk to about it.
Right.
I mean, he obviously has his Rock and Jennifer, but who knows if there's anybody else that can really relate to him specifically.
Right. Yeah.
He
That'd be
also
tough.
owns a fast food chain, so that could
that's nice for
help
her.
business.
That's gonna help.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
That's like
boost those
Wahlburger. I was saying. like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Wahlburger and I love Wahlberg, so it's
hand in hand.
Everyone go to Cali Burger in Pasadena.
But I guess he's a smart guy, graduated from Stanford Law. He wrote a book about things that I don't even understand.
Her boyfriend?
Yes.
Yeah, wait, the book is, I'll tell you the title.
Nanotechnology,
Yeah,
something
the
like
title
that.
is,
Yeah.
it's not like a quick read.
Right.
Oh,
It was
The
like
Handbook
400
of
pages.
Nanotechnology, Business Policy, and Intellectual Property Law. It's kind of what I like to read, but
Right.
maybe a little too heavy.
It's like a summer beach read.
He also looks exactly like ex-boyfriend Michael Vartan.
He does.
I don't know who
He
that
does. He was on
Alias.
Alias.
Oh, okay.
Monster-in-Law, the best Jennifer Lopez movie.
She liked a picture I was in one time on Instagram.
Stop.
I got pretty excited about that.
Wow.
Oh, I hope you screen capped. I would have screen. That's like a really important thing.
I was doing a job down in San Antonio, and I think she works with the company as well. That's why.
Oh.
Still really
So I didn't
cool.
take it too much to heart.
Well,
but-
I would have.
Liz was asking, is he hotter than Ben?
It's
But
different.
what Ben are we
Very
talking
different.
about?
Look.
Like Ben
Oh.
now or Ben like?
You know, I have a soft spot for
Yeah.
Ben. I think I've just written about him 4,000 times that I know the ins and outs of his life, but I just feel like he's just a troubled man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is he doing now?
Well, he just finished rehab.
Okay.
So he is kind of getting back in the swing of things. He was there for what?
40 days.
40 days.
Oh, wow.
So, you know.
No longer dating the 22-year-old Playboy model,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sad that
going through
it
It's a
is.
dark time.
But he's like getting ready to film a movie. He's working out.
Yes.
Very
So
cool.
he's doing
You
good.
should coach him.
You should.
Have him reach out. Ben, every people will reach my people.
Wait, so after Jen liked your Instagram, did you like DM her?
Hey, J-Lo,
I did
how
wait
are
for
you?
another like, but it never came.
No?
Oh, sad. I
No.
wonder if she follows you. Do you
No.
know like which celebrities follow you?
Someone told me one time that Black China follows me.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't know if I'd say celebrity.
But that's the only one.
I'm sure there's more. I bet you like Mila Kunis follows you.
No.
No.
She's
I
such a
feel like
huge
someone would
Bachelor
tell me about that.
I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna look.
What's funny is, so Ashton Kutcher got his start on a,
Punk?
well, it was like a talent
that's
competition
oh yeah.
in LA, and I actually did the same competition back in
Really?
2007, I want to say it was, 2006, something like that. Yeah.
Together?
No,
You know,
no,
at the same
like
time?
a couple years
Oh.
apart, but that was like their big claim to fame was Ashton Kutcher got his start
Wow.
there.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Very
Ashton
cool.
Kutcher and Peter Kraus both getting their starts.
Basically the same guy.
Amazing. All right, let's move on to the royal baby because Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry are rewriting the royal rules of parenting. Prince Harry is insisting on making family life as normal as possible, with the palace insider telling us he grew up with the entire world watching his every move, which has made him very private and somewhat resentful of the role he was born into. He does not want that for his own children. I'm sorry, this child is not going to have a private life.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I
sorry.
mean,
Yeah, no.
sorry, unless you go and live in Antarctica.
Right.
Go off the grid, but no.
No.
That'll be very difficult. I mean, there are reporters stationed outside their house at
Yeah,
all times.
At all times, yeah.
So you can't really escape that.
It's kind of a sad life. I know, like, when I mean, when I was little, I was like, I want to be a princess, but it's really sad. Like, you're not trapped per se, but you can't really leave Kensington Palace. Everything is there for you, but the second you step outside, people are just going to hound you.
Right.
I
wonder if
I'm actually shocked. How did they find each other in the first place?
They met through a mutual friend.
Yes.
Right.
Wow. That in itself had to have been so hard to do.
Oh,
I mean, talk about like dating people for the right reasons or whatever. Imagine his
Well, I mean, it's pretty a well-known fact that Meghan Markle is like social climber of the century. I mean, she did well. I mean, she did
but
really
she
well
seems
for herself.
amazing. And she's gorgeous.
She
Yeah,
is.
she is.
We,
But, like-
Peter, Nikki Bella follows you.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did someone just look?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exciting. She's also single now.
I've heard.
Yeah, I feel like you guys could get along. You both have a
both
passion
into
for fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's beautiful too.
Yeah, see?
I'll take that.
You should DM her. You can DM. No, I'm serious. You can DM her if she follows you.
I heard she's actually in town tonight too.
What?
See? Look. Love happens at Us
Matchmakers.
Weekly.
Yes. You could thank us later.
Okay.
I'll
Or maybe
officiate.
blush.
We can officiate the wedding, and so Chris Harrison, it can be us.
Amazing.
Next topic.
So going back to the royal baby, I wonder if this is everything that Meghan thought it was going to be, or if she's just kind of shell shocked by
I don't
this whole
think you
thing.
can ever be prepared for royal life.
Yeah.
It is just a huge take on.
Even life of celebrity in general now. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much focus on it.
Yeah,
It's got to be very difficult.
I'm sure.
There's an interesting movie coming out next week called The Front Runner about Gary Hart, who ran for president in 1988, and the reason he pulled out is because people found out about this affair he was having, and he was really upset that reporters were covering him as if he were a celebrity, and it's kind of where the lines were blurred between celebrity and politician, because now it's like anyone in the spotlight. You don't have to be a celebrity per se.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be an actor.
I don't know.
Wow.
Rory says that he loves your socks.
Oh, thanks. There's pink and yellow in here too, somewhere.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
But we are hearing that if it is a girl, they may pay honor Princess Diana. Yes, the words coming out of my mouth. They may honor Princess Diana, which I think would be really sweet.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see. Only a few more months to go, and we'll find out. Okay, so speaking of babies, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's future is looking to be filled with wedding bells and baby bottles. A source tells us that Katy wants kids ASAP and that it is something they've talked about a lot. I feel like they've gone from 0 to 100 really, really quickly. I mean, they dated for a while, broke up, and now that they're back together.
I didn't even know they were together to start, so this is all news to me.
Breaking news.
Yeah, so they moved very fast.
Right.
in my
In
opinion.
your
It was
mind,
one
yeah.
of those things where when they got back together, it was like, oh, we're just having fun, we have different schedules, and then all of a sudden it's like, babies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that they're a cute couple, and they seem to have worked out their differences, and now that they are back together.
They
I
both
always
like
kind of
short
liked
hair.
her with John Mayer.
Oh, I liked her with Russell Brand.
Did you really?
I just thought it was like a kooky pair.
She likes very interesting types of
She
men.
does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Brand is not at all John Mayer.
No.
No,
Or
he's not.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, right?
He's just, it was also at the height of his sex addiction. So it
That's
wasn't the
true.
best
That's
marriage.
It wasn't the best time.
He
Yeah.
texted her that they were getting a divorce. And that
Oh
was
my
the last
God.
time they spoke.
Who was this?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand texted this?
Yeah, he was like, we're getting divorced, and that
Wow.
was the last of it.
I wouldn't even
Yeah.
do that to break up,
No.
after a couple dates.
No, that is so bad. Did you ever see
Wow.
her documentary?
No, but I
So
interviewed
bad.
him.
And it's about that? in
It's
part?
about the downfall of their marriage.
Wow.
It was good.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for
But
it.
yeah, I like Orlando Bloom. I think his kid with Miranda
Kirk.
Kerr, I was gonna say Lambert, is
Next
adorable.
story.
Yeah, that's what I think Flynn is really cute. He makes cute babies, so if they're happy, sure. Why not?
Yes. Why not? All right, let's move on. Speaking of Miranda Lambert, she had a very close encounter with her ex, Blake Shelton. They narrowly avoided each other at a recent music special, and a source tells us that everyone involved made sure they didn't see each other or cross paths during the two-day shoot. I wish they crossed paths because, that would be
That
so
seems like
awkward
a-
because Gwen
yeah.
Stefani was also there too.
Oh, shit.
It's a lot to avoid that many people, I feel
Right.
like.
That
in
is a major
enclosed
effort.
space.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an awkward run-in with an ex, and
yeah.
how do you handle
Yeah, it's
that
a small island,
situation?
New York.
I was at a tailgate for football, and we just awkwardly waved across the crowd. That's probably the most uncomfortable thing to do in that situation. Yeah,
It's also
Moving
awkward
on.
if you see each other and then look away. That's
Oh,
even
yeah.
Yes,
worse. So
like
at least
you
you acknowledge.
pretend
Right.
you didn't see each other.
Right.
Yeah, that's
like you
the
definitely
worst.
locked eyes,
Acknowledging
and then
is-
you're like, oh well, we don't need to communicate. But there's a lot more in this week's issue. Jamie, what do we got?
Melissa McCarthy.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
Yeah.
25 things you don't know about me, Sam.
Oh, this guy from Outlander. Actually, no, his list is really good. This is a good list. I don't watch Outlander, so I don't know. We have Fashion Police with Raven Simone.
Oh, yes, we have if you guys go to our website, later on this week, we have a video of Raven Simone doing her Fashion Police. It's hysterical. She's wonderful. The
new Sabrina coming out on Netflix, which I'm super excited for because I loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and this is way darker. An interview with Kristen and Dax.
Lots of cute kids.
Lots of cute kids.
Cute babies.
You want to see babies?
Why is everybody so quickly on Halloween? Like, Halloween's a few weeks away yet, right?
Celebrities love taking their kids. Yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Are you going to dress up?
I have not picked anything yet.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's super easy.
Yeah.
In fact, if you tune into Us Weekly sometime this week, there will be a whole DIY last-minute costume.
I need that.
Yes. Brittany says, my thoughts on Colton, no, it should have been Peter.
I agree.
I'm sure you still get that all the time.
Do you still get tweeted out, like, should be Peter?
Less. Less now than it was before.
I'm sure in January it'll start back up again.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, people
I do wonder if like that's ever going to slow down. Like every January, if it's going to be like, a new thing. Maybe married with kids, it'll be 15 years down the road. Like,
Peter.
come on.
The show's still on?
Seriously. Yes.
I don't think that's ever ending.
No, definitely not. Well, Peter, thank you so much for stopping by and talking with us and helping us break down the issues. Want to tell everybody again where to get
Yeah, so Cometis you can get at cometis-usa.com. Again, use code Peter20 and you get 20% off. And it really is an amazing product. I've been using it for a while now and never used anything as good.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much. And everybody, make sure to pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly on newsstands right now. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.